You're ready for the SwissBorg battle contests. Yeah.
Hi. And I'm not the wife. Yeah.
Hello everybody, how's everything going? Hello everybody, woo!
Hello everyone, I'm Anthony, this is Marco.
What is SwissBorg?
I have no clue.
SwissBorg.
Imagine a world where private banking is accessible to everyone.
Hey guys, I hope you're doing well and that you're enjoying the last day of our ACO.
Who here was shocked recently based on Ethereum's price drop? In terms of SwissBorg, the Chsb token, we also experienced a huge drop. As a matter of fact, Ethereum in its peak compared to the price now dropped 89%. And when we ICO'd earlier this year in January, we experienced the biggest bubble burst in the crypto space. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I kicked off with SwissBorg, knowing that my little brother was the co-founder and worked so hard.
Yo yippee yay guys, this is Power Deal number 4, number 15, number 46. This is one of the most beautiful day I ever had.
I was really emotionally attached to the project. I didn't know if he would succeed or not, to be very honest. But what I did know is, no matter what, I would be there until the last second. I would do my very best for the love of my brother. The future is bright. The future is bright, my friends.
We will have the BTC and the BNB yield coming. There is key component that will make you succeed. Hard work, dedication, and focus. Focus is very important because focus is about choosing an objective and making sure that your entire team is aligned with this objective. That will make your success.
And we are back for amazing AMA, guys. Super excited to be with you guys. Like always, my brother Alex here on my side, and as well my brother from another mother, Anthony Le Soimier. Guys, we're back for AMA. Super excited to be with you guys. We had the French one yesterday with Anthony, which was really cool. And now we're going to even have a better one as the three of us have joined for the English version. So super excited like always. Why do we do these AMAs, Alex, by the way?
It's just really the most beautiful way to reconnect with the community, to reassure, to build trust, and just spread the love. You know, it's really important. The community is growing every single day. We see them live in the chat, and we love you guys to death. Thank you so much for all the support in the good and the bad times. We really appreciate everything.
And maybe, Anthony, to yourself, what's your favorite moments in the AMAs?
My favorite moment is the start. It's so emotional, guys, to go back to the ICO time. Heard Alex speak with heart. And again, I think the most beautiful moment of this journey is the love that we share together and the love we share with the community and we receive back. I know we've been using this word a lot, but that's my favorite moment. And the question at the end are very nice as well. I can feel how, you know, the maturity as well of the communities has grown so much over the past 4 years, and it's very amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that thanks, Anthony. We never talk about it because, you know, we all as a community, I mean, regardless, you know, if we're working day and night at SwissBorg or we're backing SwissBorg as community members, I think so. We have really evolved into so many great stories and through a lot of work. And, you know, a lot of people always thank us for putting the hard work, but to be honest, the hard work is put from everyone in the community, and especially the people that are live tonight and are be asking all these lovely questions that really, sometimes these questions are hard to answer because we're like, okay, this is a great one, but how going to answer it? And sometimes there are just other ones that, you know, they're just easier, but as well, it confirms the great choices that we're making. And I really like the fact that, you know, this decentralized governance model is something that I think so profoundly different. You know, last night someone was telling me like, but Cyrus, is there other companies that do that? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure pretty much a lot. Then after like 5 minutes of thinking about it, I was like, actually, I don't know so many actual organizations that do that. And I think so we only do it because we have you guys. So really warm welcome to all you guys. Dennis Glavin, Aste, David X, Matthias again. Nice to see you. François Koba, really cool. And Jaja and all the lovely Steve S. Every people here today. Philippe, Cryptophil. And by the way, guys, congratulations to SwissBorg Mania as well of doing the AMA, the French, commenting on it. I hope we'll have other language going forward within the next AMA. I mean, this AMA and the next ones. It's really good to think global and act local, right? So without further ado, I think so we could dig into our lovely AMA, and yeah, let's go for it. I think so.
Shout out to SwissBorg Mania for the great support across the years. Leon, Denis, Nicolas, Willie, Remy, Flink, Philippe. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in as always.
Just a little. There you go. And we are good. There you go. Damn, they're a beautiful picture of that beautiful cyborg and my two brothers. So like always, obviously this AMA is for transparency, for decentralized governance, to give you updates about what's happening, but as well to give you a lot of cool stuff going forward. And there's always lovely giveaways, as you guys know. What to be able to win today is, like every AMA's, the most voted question on Slido will be earning a Genesis Premium account for 5,000 Chsb only. That is literally probably the best present that anyone could get. And we're going to let the person know who's going to be winning. I think so you got over 3,000 upvotes or something like that. So that was really a great question. And as well, if you want to earn a lot of these cool different swags, please tweet using SwissBorg AMA, and we'll be announcing at the end of the AMA who's the 5 lucky winners. And last thing is that, as yesterday went crazy, there was very lucky people got NFTs during this AMA at a certain point. So please keep tuned in. You'll be able to scan a QR code, and that will give you an NFT that will show you that you've been meritocratic. And these different NFTs going forward will be probably used in a very, very smart way into SwissBorg ecosystem. So please download your Engine wallet right now, and as soon as you see the QR code, scan it as quick as possible. Our first lucky winner, who's that, Alex?
Jonathan B, thank you so much. Awesome question. 2,227 likes. That is absolutely bonkers. Like, seriously, thank you so much for that. And wow, what an incredible reaction.
Well, I think so. The Launchpad, we talked about it last AMA, and definitely we're talking about it right now too. I mean, during this AMA, I think so. It's definitely something that is extremely interesting, and looking forward to it. We'll be talking about it very shortly. SwissBorg results, guys. Let's dig into it. Multiple different key figures and milestones that happen over this last quarter. Congratulations to the entire team and the community for this. Anthony, what is your favorite key figure?
So it hasn't changed overnight. My key figures, like the one that to me is the most meaningful, is 50,000 users that are actually earning on their Chsb, which means that we have other 50,000 holder of Chsb. And again, I couldn't stress that enough, but having a token that is extremely distributed is the key of the success of what we're doing. The more users we have, the more ambassadors we have, the more lovers we have, the more we can build in the future. And again, SwissBorg is starting with a wealth app, but this is just a starting point. And most probably in the future, we will come with more concept. We already discussed so much concept inside. a lot of creativity. But the key is spread the love, guys, and have more. I mean, convince anyone around you to be part of this journey. It's the key of the success.
What about you, Alex?
I would go for the community premium members, but I'd love to add also the amount of subscribers we have on YouTube, which is 20,000, the 70,000 followers on Twitter as well. It's all around the community. All these figures are showing that it's just the community is constantly growing, right? We have more and more people, and some of the people who just joined us are super active.
Yeah.
Right away,
Yeah.
they're commenting, they're making videos, photos, all these
Laser
things.
eyes.
Laser eyes. Yeah, dédicace to
Shout out to
Romain.
Romain.
You know, it's just like all this activity is mind blowing. I look at my feed on Twitter, and every time I see something done by a community member, even new community members, that really, really touches me.
And last but not least, protect and burn. I think so. That's a really cool one. It really showed dedication that we put love and that our wealth is really concentrated overall into different digital assets. But for sure, Chsb is probably one of the most important, if it's not the most important one, that we protect at all time. And we always trying to find new utilities that we'll talk about it right after. SwissBorg Yield Wallets has been obviously one of a great semester for us. It really has shown that SwissBorg today is considered as one of the biggest actor in DeFi, period. And being active in DeFi means that you are growing the ecosystem in a very sustainable way, as we always try to do so. And all of these different tokens represents, I think so, a great way today to bring more and more utilities within those different cryptos. And you know, Anthony, what is your favorite one among these different yields?
I mean, all of them are very important to the ecosystem. They play together as well. This is how we have the greatness of this ecosystem. And again, for the one that are not 100% familiar with what we do at the Yield wallet, with the Yield program and the technology we have built to be able for anyone to beneficiate from the DeFi yield, it's very important to understand what it is. There is a monthly report that you can find on the blog that would explain every single action that has been took to actually perform this program, and you can understand in deep details what makes this coin earn something for yourself. And I think it's very unique because I do not see that with the other competitors or the other offer in the market, and that's extremely unique. And the most important part is because it's a program that has been built 100% with blockchain system on Ethereum, Polygon, and Binance Smart Chain, and more in the coming month. It is helping as well the crypto economy to rise. That's the most important message. When you invest in Yield, you help the entire blockchain economy to be more sustainable and to be more great as a whole. So if you are a blockchain believer, you should definitely have all your Yield. When you want to yield, you should do SwissBorg. That's the most responsible way to earn on your cryptos.
Yeah, I really like that win-win situation, right? Where you're really, yielding yourself, but you're helping people to lend or to borrow. You're helping people to do decentralized exchanges between all these different liquidity pools. And it's true that the technology that we put together to, scan this oracle that scans all these different liquidity pools and looks at a daily basis, that enables anyone within just that little finger to press on that button and to do something great, and as well to yield, which I think so it's amazing. So I think so this has been probably one of the most, great step for SwissBorg, and obviously a lot of people here are benefiting from it, especially right now with the USDC still providing very high yield and being able to protect you from the downside in these turbulence markets. What about the Chsb yield program, Alex? You like that one?
Without a single doubt. Obviously, the Chsb yield is only getting better, actually, right? With a new mechanism that's coming into play. And we really believe that the next evolution of the sustainable yield program is going to be very, very exciting. So don't forget to stay tuned till later. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, and I think so, as you guys mentioned, in this last quarter, it's been quite crazy because we had a community high score of community index score of 9.3. As you guys know, the community score is really based on multiple different ranking methods, which is really trying to diagnose the health of SwissBorg network in general. The higher it is, the better you get a yield, right? And it's really based on, you know, the wealth app activity, community app activity, DAO, social media metrics. So please comment, like, share here, and as well the Chsb token itself. And I think so it really, again, shows the alignment that we have in our community. And obviously going forward, we want to have a personalized score as well, really meritocratic hero score that you could have. But for right now, I really like that this is, you know, it is something that we all build together. And it's based on our success, our community goals. And, you know, in terms of yield for the lucky, Genesis premium, you know, they got up to 10.5%, which is really high. Over 80,000 people using this yield, which is great. And last but not least, people have been earning over 8 million SwissBorg tokens in this past quarter, which I think so it's a really high number, and that makes a lot of people super happy. I would presume so. Let's move to the next one, which is the Chsb updates. Let's bring ourselves to Mars and to the moon. How will we do so, Anthony? What's the recipe for the moon?
Yeah, a lot has happened within the last quarter. I think globally, it was very emotional. We've seen high and low, as you mentioned. Elon Musk, a lot of noise somehow, but still, you know, it brings more people into blockchain economy, and that's the most important part. I personally believe there is external factor as well that will play. We are at the stage where our economy are changing, our money is changing. I'm very curious to see how society will reorganize after the COVID and how it affects motivation, how it affects as well yourself being alone in your place or somewhere. It helps time. You know, for once we have the time to reflect on our daily life and humanity. But long story short, I'm not sure blockchain will offer the ultimate solution, but it is for sure with the builder we've seen. You know, great hope that it can offer some kind of alternative to the existing economy. And yeah, as a result, we've been part of this ecosystem since more than 4 years now. We have experienced huge growth, and we have this high during the last IMA. It was amazing. But again, I'm not too stressed when we discuss about the price itself. I think as long as you are ready and you are able to deliver value in a consistent manner, so quarter after quarter, that I believe we do, because we are equipped with the beautiful community and an amazing team, an amazing love as well at the executive level. I'm pretty sure, even if it was amazing to see the price that we will see new high soon again.
Of course, we'll be working forward to that. And just some stats here just throwing around, which is great. Talking about token utilities, you know, I think so, as you always know, we've been really, very active on the protect and burn, on the different premiums, and adding this new premium, community premium, I think so is really one of the best choice we made this quarter, which was great. The Chsb program. And I think so the governance, right, is something that we really want to restart to use a bit more in an active way in the next quarters, how you could really take a bigger play into governance. Obviously, there's SB Nation. We'll be talking about that shortly. But there's more and more things. There's a lot of different ideas. I know through the chat, people like how we could get rewarded with a higher yield in Chsb instead of USDC or the nominal currency that you're yielding. There's so many things that we do have in our mind and that we would like to implement. I think so. It's just a matter of time and making the right decisions with you guys. But I think so. Obviously, you know, everyone always wants new utilities. We're thinking about a really crazy cool one, which is the green opportunities, how to offset essentially all the emission of CO2 from the blockchain for our crypto to really have a clean crypto. But we're always thinking about different ideas. If you have any ideas, just post it here in the chat. And if you get a lot of likes, for sure, we'll be looking into it. Is there anything else, Anthony or Alex, you want to add to this?
Pretty clear.
Yeah, pretty clear to me as well.
Oh, cool. Maybe talk about some the benefits that happen in Q2, Alex.
Yeah, obviously you guys are aware of the protect and burn, and we had a Genesis Premium users also got an NFT. I think this is just to kind of summarize and make everyone understand that it is more than just the utilities. By having a premium account, you get access to more benefits, right? So CHZ, so the actual Chili's token airdrop happened, right? Which was a good airdrop, and it was based on, the different levels of premiums. SwissBorg Ventures for the bigger token holders get access to exclusive deals. Also, we are going to focus on SwissBorg Pro, so corporate accounts in the very near future. Of course, Genesis Premium users will be mandatory. It will be mandatory to have a Genesis Premium in order to get all the corporate services, which is, by the way, a very, very interesting feature because, corporates, for them to put 50,000 CHSB to stake that, it's not so much of a big deal relative to the individuals. So very excited to use that as an extra feature to increase the Genesis Premium users, which is very, very important. Of course, SwissBorg National Council, the SB Nation is unbelievable. We have some of the best initiatives, some of the coolest people who've been with us from day one, who are constantly thinking to add utility, to add features so that we can make our multi-utility token the most useful and the most valuable token in the entire crypto ecosystem.
Man, this is great. Whenever Alex talks, I'm like, yeah, this is hope, man. This is what we're building. Great one, Alex. Perfect. Couldn't say anything better. Obviously, this goes to the big excitement that some people probably have already checked from yesterday. I think so. This is a really game changer. This has been, again, congratulations to yourself, Alex, to anyone that was involved with this. This has been a battle for SwissBorg for over 1,000 days to get listed in one of the top tier. We made it. It's really cool. What are we going to benefit, Alex, from it?
I think there's so many benefits from this, guys. First of all, Bitfinex, they do due diligence. They're very strict when it comes to listing tokens. So it has that tier 1 standard. When you list on a tier 1 exchange, it builds so much credibility for future exchanges as well, right? But there's some other cool features with this partnership. Yeah,
but go walk us through.
All right. So then other than that, guys, obviously we're going to be using professional market making. What does that mean? So when we have more liquidity, when you have deeper liquidity, it attracts new money, as Cyrus was saying the other day, and Anthony actually yesterday was saying, the more liquidity is, the more interest institutional and the bigger players have, because they have that liquidity to get in and get out. So I think the volume will be very, very essential for SwissBorg. And obviously, on top of that, like by getting listed on Bitfinex, you're opening up opportunities to DeFi in general. So companies like Chainlink, right? They score Bitfinex as a very highly trusted exchange. And when you get high scores, then Chainlink starts working with you in terms of the data, and then you can start using CHSB with Aave. A lot of the roadblocks that we had in the past, everyone's asking like, why aren't you guys partnering up with Aave? We had limitations, as maybe some of the current exchanges didn't have the right ratings, and it didn't allow us to make more use of CHSB in the DeFi ecosystem.
Yeah, I think so. That's really, again, the plugging. A lot of people always think about like how we could be using the CHSB within the Wealth app, and for sure, I mean, that's the whole the purpose, right, of it. And how we could use it as governance and doing a lot of superpowers with it. But I think so one of the most exciting places is how can we plug in SwissBorg into other different ecosystems, and how you guys could benefit from these different ways, and how as well we could grow within those ecosystems, because people will be starting to say like, oh, actually these guys are really cool. So then you have that very virtuous cycle that we're always trying to build within internally. We're going to be building it more externally. So I think so people have to realize that Bitfinex, I mean, is obviously going to bring us more volume, is going to bring us more a bigger radar for getting listed on new exchanges. But more importantly, it's going to be that SwissBorg, we're now part of the bigger game, and being part of the bigger game, which we always have been, but just not recognized by some, is just going to fuel us so many more opportunities. And with, Aave and other different partnerships that Alex has, and Anthony's always talking to different DeFi things, it's really going to help to benefit immensely, I think so. And I think so that is for us a great way. And the best of all is a super great deal that we have. We'll be adding as well Bitfinex in the order book of SwissBorg. So that will bring us better liquidity, better rates. You're going to be doing better buying, better selling, better prices. So overall, again, this is really something. It takes time to build with SwissBorg, but when we do have trusted partners, we do go for a real win-win situation. It's just not us paying service, it's us building a service building an ecosystem that is really a win-win. And I think so that's always been what we've been doing. And I think so Bitfinex, I think so I'm super happy. If there's anything else to add, Anthony, from your side?
No, I think you say it well. I guess as well, Bitfinex will allow us in the future with what they develop to have great partnership. Again, they are working on a stablecoin in Euro, which is very important for us since most of the communities in Europe, for now, the only yield program we offer is on USD. And that's the story of the blockchain as well. We have most of the stablecoin are in USD these days, but you are coming. They come with different challenges. And it's very good to have solid partner to rely on to do these things.
Could not say better. Thank you, Anthony. Now let's talk about SB Nation. As you guys know, the big idea behind blockchain is obviously connecting ourselves and transmitting wealth, data, being able as well to participate into the new ecosystem of governance models. And I think so this is something that's fundamentally very important. A lot of people are using DeFi, yielding, all that, but not so many people are actually participating into governance. And I think so we need to really change this. And so we thought, as we explained a bit last time, is how can we replicate a democracy that works really well? So we were very much inspired by the Swiss one, which has a federal council and has as well a national council. And the federal council is really the one that essentially does administration and makes sure that the roadmap is happening. And the national council is more like a parliament where you're really taking different initiatives, hopefully passing them through and then going through the roadmap and implementing them. And I think so this has been really the big goal of SwissBorg, is how we could be more connected to you guys. We have so far already elected 80 different amazing national councilors, which I think so this is a big game changer. We want to go up to 200. For time being, it was 2 cohorts. The first one was just based on the concentration of SwissBorg tokens. The second one was based on the DO activity. So the more you were active on do.swissborg.com, the better you had a chance to get elected. And I think so it really is something that I'm super proud of, because it really shows, again, that tomorrow, Anthony, Alex, and myself, we just will be token holders, right? We're obviously now we're bootstrapping the project for the last 4 or 5 years or more, but going forward, we really want to decentralize more and more the governance and have a great roadmap where you're building your ideas and you're putting it together and creating budgets for this, and really have a real decentralized autonomous organization type. And I think so, as we've seen, there's been already, I think so, 15 different initiatives that have been submitted in the past few months, and there's now 3 that are going to be voted next week. And I'm really looking forward to make this one pass. We'll be doing this more and more. And the federal council, which is people from the product team, myself, and other people, we're really amazed all the time of how people come with great ideas and how they share what they really care for. And I think so that's how I think so SwissBorg is extremely different. And I'm looking forward to have the 200 different national councils, hopefully by the by the next 2-3 quarters. Like that, we could be even bigger and have even more ideas, and these ideas could then be implemented. And I really like the fact that people really care and fuel the best ideas. I mean, swarming all these beautiful minds and souls is what it's all about at SwissBorg. Team overview. You want to cover this, Anthony? He might have froze. Alex, you want to cover this?
Yeah, sure. So guys, I don't know if you realize, but not even 6 months ago, we were below 100 employees at SwissBorg, and we're reaching close to 200 employees.
Yeah,
that
crazy.
is absolutely crazy. And I must say one thing, guys, that is really, really cool that wasn't actually mentioned yesterday, is that this week alone, we onboarded 13 engineers. That is crazy. That is really crazy. And apparently we have a goal of 25. So the engineering team went from maybe 15 last year to we're reaching close to 60 by the end of Q3. So that is, that is a big transformation right there. It's a 4x in terms of engineering growth. So it's not just support, compliance, and all those other things. So the growth is mind blowing, and really like the quality of the employees that are walking through the doors. I'm just amazed all the time.
Yeah, I'm really saying, I'm the best thing we have at SwissBorg is the community members and all the employees that we have, and I think so. It's really great to see that in this hyper growth, we're getting better and better people. I mean, when I'm still doing the last interviews. Okay, so it's a very short interview with myself, but I'm still doing those last interviews with everyone that is working at SwissBorg. And at the last interview, I'm like, these guys are like, oh my, they're so much better, so much. Like if I would now like get hired, I would try to get a position at SwissBorg. It really would take a lot of time and concentration. I wouldn't get hired either.
I wouldn't get hired at SwissBorg.
They'll be like, okay, now you're good, but not good enough. But anyways, what I'm saying is, I really want to thank every employee that are putting their hearts out. I mean, everyone is putting so much great energy, so much talented people. It's becoming more and more diverse. We're really distributing the teams into multiple different countries. The culture behind of really having a remote culture, of thinking of how to really create a new ecosystem of how we could work together. I mean, Anthony being right now in Dubai and Alex being in London, me here, we're all into different places, and we're connected though through exactly what's happening with you guys. And I really like it. I really think that, going forward, how we are setting up our teams is exactly how we're setting up the communities, and there's more and more love, great people. And I really want to thank everyone for this last quarter and for, being able to hire so much talented people. And if you want to be part of the team, guys, there's a lot of jobs. Every essentially sub team has looking for someone. So hello, Ben, if you want any job, just apply. Let's talk about the roadmap. What's the most exciting thing on the roadmap for you, Anthony?
I think the thematic are definitely the part that I'm the most excited about, because it gets much closer to our objective, which is to be the wealth management platform of the future for cryptocurrencies. So I'm very, very excited about thematic, but I would say everything that we do at Product excites me a lot, because again, coming back to what we just see, the reason why we take so much engineer in the team is because our strategy is clearly to build unique experience, to build unique investment experience, to build something that is extremely unique in the space. And this is how we see the future. It's true that we don't spend like crazy marketing budget. We are much more about creating user experience and creating something that look like us, rather than building product very fast and then go and use marketing technique. We have the chance as well to have Alex in the team that is always find angle. But beside that, we truly believe that the success of an ecosystem is linked to this capacity to really create, innovate. So engineer, designer, everyone is a product-minded people in the company, and I'm very proud of everyone for that. And we have an amazing team, and it's really crazy when we look back. 4 years ago, we started at 2, and now we're 200 people, and I'm very proud of every single member. But yeah, coming back to the roadmap. So as you guys have most probably followed, in June, we have released more yield, more token. There is more token coming as well for the next quarter. The most important one, we believe, is DOT. We really like this ecosystem. Cyrus is a huge fan of the governance of Polkadot. I think there is a bunch of inspiration that we can take from DOT. We work on security as well with the server-side pin. We are going to talk about it. The French version, guys, that our French community is extremely big. An updated version of this Chsb, and going forward, more and more wealth management features such as recurring investment, euro yield, hopefully, and the IFO launchpad. Alex, what's your...
What is your sorry about that, go for it. What's your favorite?
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, Thematics, I know, Anthony, you have lots of passion. I agree with 100%. The French version, obviously, the community is really excited. We have so many, amazing members from the Francophonie. But I would have to say IFO Launchpad for me, Anthony, simply because I see that there's still a lot of flaws. There are a lot of opportunities, within this industry. There are a lot of things that many people copy and paste, such as derivatives and other things like that. But I do think that the IFO and the Launchpad, there's ways to do this that no one else can. So I do think we will definitely differentiate ourselves as coming from such a cool app. How about you, Sai?
So I'll have to go for Chsb Update.
Yeah.
But let's dig into it. So Crypto Challenge. So this is going to be a competition very similar to the community app, but just a much better one. And just walk us through quickly, Anthony, why it's going to be so much better.
Okay, so you guys, first of all, thank you for your patience. It's been 3 years we've been running this competition. The initial intention was to stop the competition at the launch of the Borg app, but we made different decisions. And here we are. Finally, we are going to release the Crypto Challenge, and we're very proud of that. So, by the way, it's going to be renamed from the community app to the Crypto Challenge app. And it's an amazing one because, first of all, I think the time frame has changed, which is extremely good. I think that was the most upvoted requirement from the community is to have monthly competition time frame, which means that every month you are going to earn cryptos that then you can transfer to your wealth app. So it's an amazing news. I think as well is opening up to more partnership going forward. So we will start by giving you the opportunity to earn Bitcoin and Chsb, but going forward with partnering more and more with projects, most probably we are going to add up to the price pool every month. And yet, it's still into our mission to gamify, to educate the people, but with not only with tax, but with a very gamified experience. And that's it.
I mean, why are we doing this, Alex? Why is the Crypto Challenge so important?
I think the biggest flaw we have in the entire crypto ecosystem is the lack of education.
Right.
And what really hurts my feelings is, when I follow some threads and people, they put all their savings, they almost took, all the collateral from a mortgage and just go all in and realize that, it's a very emotional thing, like investing and trading. There's so many lessons. We all got wrecked, right? In 2017, 2018, we learned from that. And that's why the current market doesn't bother me at all or bother most of us at all, because we know that's just the way market cycles work. So I really feel like this education is a reality check.
Oh, very nice.
It's really like telling you, okay, this is not as easy as you think it would be. Take some time to learn more. And also it's a catalyst for wanting to learn more, not just the trading side, but Bitcoin in general, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, when is it coming live? That's a great question. Right now, we're actually playing with it as we speak. So it does look really cool. I could have a little sneak peek here on this. But long story short is that hopefully it will happen very soon. Okay, guys, get ready. Get ready. Okay,
right,
guys.
everyone ready?
5, 4, 3. Download. I'm sorry, I forgot that. If you haven't downloaded yet the Engine Wallet app, do it right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and scanning time. Scanning time.
QR code, guys.
Scan.
Hurry up.
Actually, I'm gonna scan it too. Actually.
Me too. I want this NFT.
Oh, yeah, I want this NFT too.
Come on,
hurry up, bro.
Come on.
I didn't get it
It's gonna
yesterday. Yeah,
disappear.
exactly. Oh no, I didn't log in.
Come
no,
on, guys, hurry up, scan. Oh no, I need to reinstall the app. You're kidding me.
Oh my god, me too.
I lost.
Okay, I'm out.
I'm out.
Okay, I'm out.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Anthony doesn't care about that. He's like,
He already has it. That's
he
why.
already has it.
Okay, guys, I hope you had time to scan it. For those who are looking the YouTube video and not on live, probably there's no more left for sure. But yeah, again, I think so. People don't realize how NFTs could be really played. I think I've repeated myself a zillion times, but let's do it for another time. NFTs could be played as a video game, as an art, but it could be played as a digital ID. And combining multiple different NFTs could provide you potentially a hero score. And that hero score could then give you a lot of different powers. And I think so that's one of the big idea we have with SwissBorg is how these NFTs could really build this meritocratic score that you could have and how that could be then plugged into different on-chain governance models, DeFi projects, and whatever you want. So maybe this NFT one day will give you extra power for voting, and maybe therefore someone will be able to buy it from you and you'll sell it for whatever you want, right? And I think so that's how we could really play these NFTs, especially with great people like Engine, and that's really the value of NFTs. It's not just digital art, it's actually how you could have a digital ID, and that digital ID could give you any digital power. SwissBorg Ventures, and Alex, obviously this is your baby.
So SwissBorg Ventures, guys, as Anthony and Cyrus said really well yesterday, it's simply trying to take in a very, very exclusive world and then make it more inclusive. Sadly, there are limitations. So for the time being, SB Nation can participate. But the cool thing is the last SwissBorg Ventures round that we did, we managed to get 40 people to participate, which is still low, but it's very good that we can, still contribute and give an extra incentive for the big token holders to hold their tokens and to be satisfied with extra services. But it's definitely, I believe, Cy, right? Our goal is to make this even more accessible, and we're really looking into every single angle so that we can make this even better than the system it is today. The system, you guys know how it works, right? It goes from primary markets, and that's where we try to find all the deals, whether it be pre-seed, seed, or a private sale before an IDO, an IEO, an ICO, et cetera, et cetera. So this is how it works, and you guys have basically seen this in other presentations, so I won't dwell too much on this, but the good thing here, guys, is despite the fact that the market corrected pretty severely, all of the assets are still above the rates where we got in. So even the people like who've been loyal and participate in SwissBorg Ventures, they're still ROI positive. And some of them did like a 70x, some of them did 15x, 3x, and this is just over the course of like 30 days, right? So it's really showing there's so much potential with SwissBorg Ventures. And for the big token holders who want to join in the future, obviously, this is one thing. And I really look forward to hopefully one day building some sort of decentralized hedge fund or something where anyone can access these SwissBorg Ventures deals through a MetaMask or something alike, right? That would be so beautiful.
Yeah, or doing aggregator of these different launch pads. And I think so that's what we're going to talk right after. I think so right now what we have to realize, which is really cool, is that these different deals that are happening are as well, again, how can we build partnerships with these different companies? And I think so a lot is going to be profitable to the entire community. Exactly. And it's really, again, how you always create the sustainable, business relationship, and and how you build together a great ecosystem. And I think so the big answer here is, how can we launch this for our community? And I think so that's why the Launchpad is here, the Launchpad IFO, the vision. So Anthony, walk us through the vision.
Yeah, we discussed last IMA about the vision, but essentially our dream, because we always design things we start with the dream and then we check up with the reality that are the engineer. But we always start with the dream. It's very important, I think, in any product cycle is to respect. You always start with the dream with no limitation, and then you brainstorm, you iterate until you come up with a pragmatic solution, something that can work with scalability, robustness, and of course, efficiency. But ideally, we want to create a launchpad. So we want to create a module that in few steps will get anyone, regardless of their knowledge with regards to decentralized ecosystem, wallets, and etc., we get them in few steps from participating to a new token launch. Because again, the IFO is all about what we call the primary market, when we directly purchase or when we directly get tokens from the project itself, not on the secondary market like an exchange, or like right now in the marketplace of the Wealth app, where you basically purchase something from someone else that owns this token. And what is very exciting in the space right now is not only you can purchase this token to a project that is looking for money to actually release the project and work on this project, but there is many other manner to get this new token, such as something that we call the farming, that is essentially staking tokens. So our dream, to make it simple, is to create a beautiful interface, a beautiful UX that give you everything that you have to know about the project. The methodology by which you can take part of this project is usually in the period of time that is 30 days, it could be a week, but it's no more, usually it doesn't last more than 30 days. And then we take care of everything else. Not only the participation, but what's going on afterwards. Because most of the people that participate in crowdfunding, I think the frustration comes not from the excitement to participate in the first place, but what's going on once I'm involved. So for example, I'm going to buy this new company that is very exciting. I'm going to receive shares and I buy them. And when the subscription period is over, what's going to happen to this token or what is going to happen to this share? And I think most of the frustration come from this post management. And this is what we have in the lab right now, is all about delivering a full cycle of management when it's come to primary market in the app. And it's very important because it's part, again, it's been a business, it's been an investment strategy that has been reserved to an elite for a long time, mainly VC, investment banker, private club, and etc. And now we have, thanks to blockchain and ecosystem, we have the opportunity to release it. And again, the important part as well of the Launchpad is we want to make it agnostic of any blockchain, such as the OMS, which means that you can participate in tokens that are in Solana, tokens that are in Ethereum ecosystem, Binance Smart Chain, or Matic, or any other blockchain. And that's the final objective. That's the dream, and it's in the lab at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. I like it. Thank you so much for this honesty. Like, obviously we always are extremely positive. I think so. We have 3 levels of positivity. There's maybe like Anthony's, there's mine, and then there's Alex, right? And we all have that. We always do our best, but it's true that sometimes, we're like, okay, we're going to do all this thing's going to be amazing. And then we're like, okay, well, this is going to be really hard. So maybe let's focus slightly, put our hopes a little bit, not as high as we want, but then really do something. And we've shown over time that, again, whenever we do something, it's not for 10 people. And a lot of people say, oh, but that's fast. Yeah, but when you're 500,000 people that want that service, it's very different. It's extremely different. I mean, Google has been working 20 years on that search bar, and they still have like 5,000 engineers only working on that search bar. It's just scalability just brings you a lot of different things. And as well, obviously security, which brings us other things as well that are really complicated. I think so. Now I think we talked about this. Oh, but no, let's now talk about maybe the Launchpad. Is that your part, Alex?
Yeah. Should we go through here directly? Okay, guys. So many people are asking, what is the progress with regards to the Launchpad? But before we actually talk about that, I love to quote a wise old man who once said, "Failing to prepare is preparing to fail." So planning and preparing is extremely important when succeeding in launching a new feature. And when it comes to the preparation, and just before we jump into the specifications of what we've been doing in the past months, it's really important to understand why we're doing it. So number one, we're making DeFi accessible to all, just like Jerome said earlier. Thank you so much for that comment. So it's accessible to all, no MetaMask, directly with fiat gateways from entrance to exit throughout the entire process, all in one easy to use mobile app. That is one really important USP. The second USP is, as Anthony was saying, and again, this is still a dream, but hopefully we will get there, is to be blockchain agnostic. So if you have, for example, a project like Polkastarter, they'll be focusing on projects that launch on the Polkadot blockchain. If you have Solstarter, they focus on projects that launch on Solana. And we know all of these guys on a personal level, so we're really hoping to have an aggregation of multiple chains in the near future. And the first step, the very first step of this potential IFO and IDO is working with Occam. So Occam is actually managed by a friend of ours from Switzerland, Mark Berger, one of the sharpest guys I've ever met. Shout out to you, Mark. And Occam is a launchpad for Cardano. Now, why would we have such a partnership? Well, first of all, Occam as a launchpad has been doing really, really well. They've been really shipping fast. They're really good at due diligence and understanding all that difficult administrative operational work that we don't want to have to deal with. Right. They take it off our hands, right? Which is amazing. Now, this is the cool part. So imagine we do a partnership with Occam. We end up listing Occam on the SwissBorg Wealth app. In exchange, we get a loan, right? We get a loan of their own tokens. And we use their own tokens in the next 6 months to farm new tokens, right? So we're preparing the treasury. We're actually planning the treasury, and we're earning tokens, we're earning yield on their token to eventually be able to share it with the community. And that's really important, guys, because, some tokens, you get them and you can just keep them in the treasury. And if they go up in value, the more they go up in value, the more value we share with you guys. But on top of that, some of the projects, we can also convert them to the CHSB token, so that we increase also the CHSB buying pressure, et cetera, et cetera. So there's so many interesting ways to do this. And one of the biggest flaws when it comes to launchpads, right, is number one, there's a lot of space between different projects. Maybe you won't have a project launching for 3-4 months, so the launchpad is useless, right? And number two, very often the rewards are very small, right? So you can be staking a lot of tokens and you earn $100 out of it, even if you have lots of their tokens. So there are many, many flaws that we can capitalize on. And we really think that, as you can see through this chart, there's so much potential. And this is just the first partnership. So we're so excited what is to happen in the future. The future is bright.
The future is definitely right. And I love the fact that we're always bringing more and more. And obviously with SB Ventures, I mean, that's really something that's combining a lot to bring in awesome things. On the technical side, with this something that we've been working a lot. Obviously, security is paramount at SwissBorg. That's why we were the first wallet literally in the world to propose MPC. But more importantly, we're working on a lot of different new cool things to add 6-digit pins. We're going to be adding as well way to whitelist different addresses and just make sure that, as always, you are secure while you're depositing and yielding and doing all different activities with us. I think so. One of the great thing I would say this last quarter has been that the pen tests that was done by one of the smartest people in the cybersecurity world that has really approved essentially the whole protocol that we put in place for the Wealth app, and has really essentially gave us the green light, which I think that's really cool. Anthony, is there anything else that you want to share on this note?
Yeah, I think security is, of course, part of any serious wealth management platforms, because the first goal of any wealth management is to protect as well the user and the asset of the user. So this is part of the journey to keep going, to work on features that help anyone to configure their security. As you mentioned, the pin test was the most important one. We know that there is very serious programmer and people of the tech world that are using the SwissBorg Wealth app for its security benefits. So it's very rewarding, especially for the security team. So congrats to them. And in a nutshell, this is one of the first progress we've made with the server-side pin, which means that if you lose your phone and someone has your recovery phase, yet you need the pin, which was not the case when it was on your phone. So this is part of the journey, and we will come with more features such as whitelisting, addresses, and this type of things. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Anthony. For les francophones, I think so. People are very excited about this. This is happening, obviously, and this is great. We are working on different as well languages, as we are probably favoring first the Swiss languages. So we'll go for probably a German right after. And as we see more opportunities and more community members that really wants to translate in within their local languages, we'll be doing so. It does take a lot of time to build things on a vertically level, as you guys know, at SwissBorg. But whenever that vertical is built, like the yield or whatsoever, then horizontally is actually much easier, because it's just a new parameter. Think about always our Wealth app as a blockchain. So whenever you have to do something, it does take a lot of time to build something. But when we get to that stage, well, we have vertically a new level, then we could start opening multiple different shops and creating like cool different products. So hopefully we'll be able to translate the app in other different languages. But when we translate the app, it's not just like the app. It's notifications, it's emails, it's the whole entire support, everything. So it really feels like a local product. And I think so that's what we've been doing extremely well for the fiat gateways, and why we have these two different AMAs in different languages. And hopefully many of you will be happy going forward. Well, it's going to be looking in French, so no need to go through that. Okay, we're heading out to very exciting time. I think so, guys. I think so. This is the CHSB time. Ready for it, Anthony? Yeah, ready? Okay, we're good.
Pay attention, guys. This is very important information. Pay attention very carefully.
So I think so. This could be a trigger event that could literally take us to another stage as well. We talked about how the SwissBorg ecosystem could grow externally and internally and have that virtuous cycle. Here, I think so. This is how we could really all benefit by playing it in a smart way. So it's not a new utility. It's how we could update a certain program, which is really the Yield 2.0, and how we could build a sustainable growing ecosystem. How can we do that, Alex? Well, most of the time, when you get into crypto, you're like, okay, I'm going to put like, let's say $500, right? 500 euros, sorry, or 500 francs or whatsoever. And I'm going to start playing around with it, right? And maybe I'm lucky, maybe I'm not lucky. Maybe I'll put $1,000, right? Or 1,000 euros. And usually what the person goes, if he goes to SwissBorg, very often people will be buying SwissBorg tokens because they look at the app, it looks cool. They're like, okay, I know my friends actually told me to buy SwissBorg tokens. You know what? I'm going to buy 1,000 euros of SwissBorg tokens. That person's gonna be like, okay, that's nice. What can I do with these tokens? Well, I could be community premium or Genesis premium. Well, that's a little bit very far away, right? Today we have 15,000 people that are community premium or Genesis premium, and there's 85,000 that are not. So that 85%, how can we make sure that we really incentivize these people to get to be community premium or Genesis premium? Why we want to do that? It's essentially because we believe that as soon as you become community premium or Genesis premium, you reach a certain level of really strong trusts, right? It's not about just making that quick buck and checking it out. It's more about committing over a year and probably even a lifetime to be into the SwissBorg ecosystem, right? So one of the best ways to incentivize people, what is it, Alex?
There's so many. What is it, Anthony?
There's so many. Let's move to the next slide.
It is to provide a very higher yield, right? So imagine that person, right? He buys 1,000 euros, gets into the SwissBorg ecosystem. He now has a little bit more than like 1,200 SwissBorg tokens, right? He's happy, she's happy, but she's now putting this as a yield, but she's getting only 4 or 5%. Is that enough for her to get to community premium? No, that will take like 15 years to get to 800, tokens to yield on that 4%. So what we need is to find a way to incentivize, get a much higher yield for those that are still not community premium to get into that virtuous cycle. And why? Because then they'll convert into it. They'll be actually now earning more tokens because they'll have a higher tier and they'll have a higher yield. And therefore, you will create more people that will essentially have that tendency to grow. So maybe, Anthony, work this out in more a scientific way.
Yeah, I think beside the science, where we have an amazing data team and growth team that can lead these things, is the goal was to reshape a program that can help to incentivize the lower part of the curve, meaning the vast majority of people, because as you can understand, there is more people that possess 100 or 1,000 Chsb than there is people that possess 1 million of Chsb. And in a sense, when you possess millions of Chsb, you more than just a simple token holder. Most probably you're part of the SB Nation. You're really part of the ecosystem. You believe 100% of the growth of the ecosystem. So what do you want is there is more and more distribution of the token, because this is, again, the key of the ecosystem. That's what we say in the first place. So the way we have redesigned the program is, first of all, we ask ourselves, what is the dream? The dream is that we offer to the vast majority an amazing yield. And then we went deeper and we say, what are the tools, the mathematical tools that exist that can help us to resolve this equation? And this is what we come with. That's on the left side. But the outcome is, what you can see with the red line is that the current situation. So the current situation is we do deliver an API that doesn't factor in the number of Chsb you possess. And as a result, it is quite the same for everyone, and it is far lower for the people that do not have much CSSB, and far above when it's for people that have a lot of CSSB. But by refactoring this model, then we can, the excess that the huge token holder, the important token holder are earning today, we are redistributing this part to the majority, and as a result, the APY will grow up. They will be leveling up for the early part of the curve, which means that the people that do not have much CSSB. So in a nutshell, it is refactoring the program with disincentivizing people with their RPI when they are big token holder, because they are already part of the ecosystem, and incentivizing the young people, the one that start to accumulate CSSB with higher yields.
Yeah, I think so. That's well done. I mean, if you look at mathematically, the Gini coefficient is the one that tries to really perceive how does you have accumulation of a network effect. And the network effect shows that the more it's distributed into multiple different users, the better is, the more powerful is. You see that with Bitcoin, 10 years ago, and Bitcoin now today, it's always going more into more different decentralized manners, right? And I think so, as our core action is to really decentralize nations, we need to bring more and more people to get to our community. So by really incentivizing that small little a person that just got into the crypto, is really going to have that really network effect that will just grow the community, will grow the price of the token, and essentially will have that virtuous cycle. And I think so that's something that we really have to remind ourselves, that today we have roughly 250 new CHSB token holders every day, which is great, right? If these people are starting to stake those CHSB tokens, we will get to probably 250 million tokens, right? And within a very short amount of time. And right now we have, at least 100,000 of new CHSB investors who could bring us a buy pressure over to 400 million CHSB with this type of framework. So if we go into that direction, maybe like some people will be earning a bit less, but the price of the token could go dramatically much higher. And the best of all of that, it rallies back to, or the DNA of SwissBorg is how to really democratize wealth management by making it fun, fair, and community centric. So I really, really think that this is a great initiative. We already talked to a lot of our token holders, especially the ones that are on SB Nation, where many of them are actually the biggest token holders that we have. And they really thought that not only a social reason, but on a mathematical and a scientific approach, this does make a lot of sense, right? Is how to favor, again, the masses in order to us to grow. And I think so that is really the main thing. I really want to thank as well all the people at the National Council that are like, okay, well, right now with my, X million CHSB tokens, I'm making a lot of money every day. But if this does make more sense, it does, because it touches my heart and it touches my brain too. And it does really do something. So we still not know exactly what will be the coefficient. Like if you start into SwissBorg, like how do you get that extra yield? And will be 10, 20%, will be 25%. We still have to figure it out, but we'll have that curve that will, as we guys showed, is that you'll be earning quite a high API in the beginning until a certain threshold, and then it will be losing exponentially to make sure that the high rewards go for the small savers in order for them to get to community premium.
If I can add just one thing, for people kind of questioning things, which is great. Feedback is always better if you question things, but everyone must understand that the biggest token holders in the SwissBorg ecosystem agree to this strategy. They agree that it is better for the long term. They agree that it's going to boost the amount of CHSB staked, removing some of the CHSB supply from the secondary market. And everyone has given us their take and expressed the need for doing this for the community. So, this is not only a great incentive for everyone to have more, like a lot of people are making jokes like socialist Borg and stuff like that, which is really funny. But you got to remember, it's people, the wealthiest, have approved. And now it is time to see, how this works. And we're very positive that mathematics and science will help even the biggest token holders in the long run, without a single doubt.
Yeah,
Just going. Sorry, go for that.
Yeah, just to finish on that, I think it's all come down as well to the same that we observe with conscious investing or what's the name again? Sustainable investing. So when you're a company and you only think of the bottom line, you might say, why should I choose this manufacturer? Because it costs more money. Of course, the employment condition and the labor condition are much better, but I'm losing more money in producing to this manufacturer. But actually, any study that you will see that on the long term, the company that actually build their entire investment strategy and strategy based on sustainable criteria perform much better. Maybe because the customer of this company feel better to buy the product, but it does reflect higher stage. It doesn't necessarily happen at the very short term, but on the long-term period, it does reflect on the bottom line. So actually the people that the company that does invest with this mindset of long-term perform better. And as Alex mentioned, I think that's something that we educate our community, we discuss openly, and they understand, especially the big token holder, that this is a virtual cycle that we reflect eventually on the ecosystem and on their holding.
Thank you, Fab. By the way, yeah, yesterday I was a bit lost. It's always difficult in French, and when it's your second time, you actually realize like, okay, I missed this and that. Back to Marco. HODL is the motto, but to be honest, I think so. It's more YODL, so yielding. It's YODL should be our new motto because HODLing is good, but as I always say, we could do better by yodeling. Yielding or yodeling, probably yodeling. That's probably cool. Let's now use yodel, especially that's very one of the thing in Switzerland was quite funny. So yodeling is really the new thing, and where you have to really use blockchain as a shit. Now this is gonna keep forever. This yodel meme. The nicest yodel meme I'll send out is 100 Chsb for anyone. Okay, that's make it clear.
Urban Penguin. The discussion was made with SB Nation over a call, and we've had discussions all across Discord and got the feedback. So don't worry about it.
Yodel. Yodel. And for I forgot who said that. Besides yodeling, let's Premium Plus. We're still thinking. So the great thing is now it's going to be extremely easy to implement it. So as we remember, the community Premium took a lot of time, but we did that new vertically. We built that new stage, and now we could like essentially be launched quite easily. Different premium tiers. We're still just thinking. We're summertime is a really good moment where there's a little bit less activity and we're more able to strategize than think on the long term and to laugh with you guys too, which is good. Where the other like 6 first months, it was really complicated to strategize.
If I can add just one single thing, guys, the infrastructure and the models, the data models that are going to be used to build this, CHSB Yield 2.0 are actually going to allow us to do other things, which we'll probably cover in the next AMA, right?
Yeah.
So this is actually opening doors to other possibilities. So as you guys know, we always think long-term and sustainability is key. So this is just the first step of allowing us to do even other cool things. So.
Very nicely put, Alex. Thanks. Looking forward to the next AMA. Even more, which brings us to your questions, guys. Question time. Put the link in Discord description, please. So what could you guys please only make realistic announcements on roadmaps in future? Q1, Q21 promises were catastrophic. A lot of disappointment. That's a fucking bad question. Yeah, I think so. I think so. This AMA, we didn't take any risks. Like maybe other AMAs, we do take sometimes risks. This one for me, I don't see any risks, to be honest. I think so. The best thing about SwissBorg now is not only that we have a huge ecosystem and our wealth app is one of the best product period for buying, selling crypto and to get into DeFi. And we are today one of the biggest guys in DeFi. I think so. Only that is that our team has grown so dramatically and in such a maturity, and we have so much manpower now that we didn't have. So I think so. Yeah, going forward, the roadmap we just talked about. There's we're not delusional. We always do put a lot of thoughts into what we want to build. Then, as you know, people know, we have a roadmap, and sometimes the roadmap could juggle with different ideas. We could deprioritize what we have prioritized, and we could shuffle things around, because that's how you really make it happen in life. If you only think that I want to go straight, and you're only going to go straight with whatever information you have, you're not going to make it. You have to have that clear path, but you have to as well go with the flow. And that's, I think, so how, you know, we build amazing experiences, is that we have that both way of looking forward in the future, anticipating a lot of different great things and stories about growth and security and how we could bring more love into the ecosystem. And at the same time, catch a lot of different noise time to time. And some of that noise, sometimes it's really good stuff. So
and one thing I must say, guys, if you have feedback, please exemplify it, because this sounds just like an emotional question we need specific examples, you know, so that we can at least justify. So that would help have better questions.
For sure. Next one. What is your 5-year vision, assets? Oh, I think so. We had that one yesterday, but let's revamp it. And this time, Alex, you start.
Me? No, you guys first. No,
go for
that's
that.
the most difficult question. Well, I would say, guys, you know, as you know, wealth management is key. And that's the dream of my brother here, an amazing CEO co-founder, and obviously my brother from another mother, Anthony here. You know, wealth management is something that is very unique by automation, you know, no more DIY, making things super simple for everyone to use, and everything that is complicated. You know, a lot of people use this make accessible to all, but it's not accessible to all, right? You know, if you have a MetaMask, it's not accessible to all. If it requires ETH for gas fees, BNB for gas fees, or Matic for gas fees, that's not accessible to all. You know, so the reality of the matter is, you know, just bridging the off-chain and on-chain worlds, continuing to do that to make it possible for a woman who's over 80 years old. We have users over 80 years old on the Wealth app that are using this, that are yielding. I have friends that are over 70 who are using it comfortably. And that's really what this whole thing is about. You know, it's just about automation, by creating sophisticated, complicated, you know, infrastructure of the finance of tomorrow, and giving it all available to everyone else. I think that's the ultimate key. And also, I would like to stress the specific approach on sustainability. You know, as you guys know, there were some news about Binance in the UK. There was some news about blacklisting and things like that. I am very, very excited about our compliance and legal team hiring Justine and all these incredible people, because I do think that the people who did things too fast to make money too fast are going to face many, many legal obstacles in the near future. And since SwissBorg has been ethical, number one, has been compliant, number two, from day one, we've never done anything dodgy. We've never done anything dirty. And for those reasons, I think that all the fear that people have with regards to legal jurisdictions, you know, cracking down on different platforms, you know, Uniswap having to have a KYC and taking away all their volume once they do so, et cetera, those are not fears for us. We're not afraid of this, because we've been doing things right from day one. So I think that even the worst case scenario, SwissBorg will have a very bright future. And obviously, I will always say that.
Yeah, I think so. That pinpoints very well. Great answer, Alex. Love this. Yeah, I think so. Still plan. What's going to be and how much? I mean, yeah, I think so. We're as I mentioned a bit before, we're still on the board right now, drawing board, and we're trying to figure this out. I think so. This is going to be a topic that we're going to bring up to SB Nation, and how we could be building these different tier, and you know, what will be the great premium plus, right? Like, first, I don't really like the name, to be honest, but what we're going to have as this a new premium tier is a higher one. Will it be advisory? Will it be the possibility to participate in any, you know, IFOs that we are connected to? Is it going to have like a more help for taxes? There's so much different things that we're always asking our community members. And I think so. We still don't have the final decision about it. Anthony, if you want to drop anything about this, I mean.
Yeah, I think it's part as well of a bigger thinking to say, tonight, guys, most of you have won an NFT. And as you mentioned, one of the biggest dreams is to have a tailor rating by user that contribute to the ecosystem, and then change the entire experience of every user based on this factor. So if you have, for example, the Genesis NFT, you have won every single NFT of the IMA of the past few years or few semester and quarters, then you upload the transfer them to the app, and you have a rating, and then the price of your premium become different from your neighbor that is just new into the ecosystem. So either he can pay or he can contribute and lower down the amount. So that's just the thinking we have, and we are not too much in the rush of coming out with something new, because we believe there is a bigger picture here that needs to be seen, and that's why there is still some kind of we've still on the drawing board, as Cyrus said, because there is a bigger picture to be seen here.
Bigger picture, by the way, like right on, huh? Next question for you, Alex.
Absolutely, yes. That's a better question for Anthony. I know he has the dream of offering, an ecosystem that offers yield. And I think, Anthony, you were saying to me the other day that you actually want to list the majority of the future listings of all tokens will need to have some sort of yield if they don't have any other benefits to them, right?
Yeah, there is many improvements that will bring to the yield. There is the staking part as well. If you want, the staking is to the yield what the government bonds are to the investment in bonds. This is the safest option. That's something that we want to offer as well with time. So yield is obviously it's a huge part of the strategy of any wealth management technique. And there is much more to come, that's for sure.
Awesome. Is a functionality that works for allowing to farm other tokens with our current yield ones. My USD could give me Chsb return instead of USDC. So I think so. We did talk about this just right before. That is definitely in the pipeline. I don't know how fast we'll be able to ship this, but I think a lot of our community members have been talking about this. I personally think it's really cool. Celsius has been obviously the actors that done this, and it works very well. So working on it, not sure, if it's going to be implemented or not, but seems extremely interesting, and I would vote for yes, for sure.
And it reminds me of something, guys, that we didn't talk about earlier when giving the update of the planning and preparing stage of the IDO. I think the one thing that's really cool about planning, in terms of tokens and farming in advance, before we actually launch the platform, is that we will then be able to dictate whether we farm the tokens directly with Chsb. Right, Anthony? Isn't that cool to give it, rather than just farming through USDC or other tokens that would usually, or their native token, we will, by being able to prepare and plan in advance until one day we release this, we will be able to yield or farm directly in Chsb, adding more value and utility.
Absolutely, that's part of the plan.
Cool.
Any updates on Thematics? Definitely, there's a lot of updates there. The team is working extremely hard. We're getting more and more great people to work in that. We already have a little short list of different Thematics we want to play. All of them are extremely interesting and benefiting a lot the SwissBorg token, obviously. And I think so that's a really good play that we want to have. We don't have any, obviously, deadlines yet, but we're working on ways, again, how to scale this. Because again, if you're doing a thematic for like 5 people, it's very different than 500,000. So next question.
Really cool ideas. Thematics.
Yeah, there's really cool ones. I really like it.
Cool.
And maybe, by the way, if you have any idea of a thematic, just place it here and talk about it and what it will be looking like. I mean, that'd be something really cool. The one has on YouTube the most likes. We'll be looking into it like always. Why is SwissBorg not available on more exchanges, smaller ones or bigger ones? I think so. We answered that one. The smaller ones, there's no real need, to be honest. The big ones, well, thanks to Bitfinex, is going to be a catalyst that's going to put us forward into other probably exchanges going forward. And we're still working on getting listed on other big ones for sure.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop. We won't stop until we reach the top. In front of us, a large number of early Genesis members who have completed the lock period. What are the plans to prevent them from dumping? Well, why would you actually dump your best investment you ever had in your whole lifetime? That's like saying to Mark Zuckerberg in 2005, "Hey man, do you want to sell your shares or you want to keep it and become the biggest billionaire of all time?" I think so. Whenever you're connected to the 3 Ps, right? Profit, product, philosophy. You do then realize that there might be some days that, will be red, some days will be extremely red. But on the long run, if you believe in the product we're building, if you believe more importantly in the purpose of what we're building and the philosophy and the people behind it, then why would you dump it? It's like dumping your best friends, dumping your favorite toy, and dumping your best life investment. You would never do that. I mean, if you have to do it, you might do it. But if not, 5 years from now, we'll talk about it and you'll be crying. And for those 3 reasons. Next question. I think so we arrived to the last one. Yes. Depends who's asking. But I think so. For sure, I will marry you, my lovely future wifey. I think so. It's time. It is time. My God. This was another lovely thing. As always, at the end, Anthony, with a little sweet voice like this, what is your little say about this lovely AMA?
Yeah, I'll finish on saying 2 weeks ago, we had an amazing workshop about love because our CFO got married. And this week, we have the chance that our CEO is getting married. So it's going to be a second workshop about love. And I'm very proud to be here. And again, to celebrate the love that we have for the project, the love we have for our mission, the love we have for our community, and the love we receive from it. I think that's the best moment. That's the most gratitude we can be when we receive these things. And I'm blessed to have received so much that I can celebrate this weekend with you guys. The love again. And that's my end. That's my word for this day.
Nice, Alex.
Yeah, I just really don't have much to say besides what Anthony said. It's all about love. We've all been in this crazy crypto journey and, learning so much, so many obstacles. But at the end of the day, I think what I've learned the most through SwissBorg is that not only I'm the least intelligent guy in the room, but also it's all about long-term decisions, right? It's all about understanding the SWOT analysis, the PESTLE, and all these frameworks to really make decisions that sometimes some of you guys may feel, why not this, why not that? But there's so many complexities behind it, not just the amount of users, but there's so many complexities. But what I really feel here now that I'm back in Switzerland, guys, at the office, is just people work so hard. They just work so incredibly hard. And we're still at the office now. And when we go back upstairs, we're going to see still people working for you guys. It's all for you. That's what motivates us. There's nothing else than that. Just with crypto and Bitcoin, we all know that the future is pretty much secured, if you're calm and you understand the game. But what drives us really is you, the community. You guys are the best.
I think so, to sum it up, guys, we love you much and looking forward to the next AMA and obviously powwows. And the future is super bright, guys. So as always, be wealthy, be healthy, and love our CHSB. Take care, guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.